and I am going to make my Money in the Bank review. And before I get to that, there's an annotation of my experience to Wildwood, New Jersey. And also in the description, and will be an annotation at the end of the video. So, Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank was a great pay-per-view. I rate it an 8 out of 10. Now, last year's was actually a pretty good pay-per-view too. And this year's has been a great pay-per-view. And despite people shitting on the name for it and, complaining that they want Money in the Bank to be at WrestleMania rather than be an actual pay-per-view, despite that, they've been great pay-per-views so far. I think this year's was better than last year's. And people thought this year that Raw was better than SmackDown Money in the Bank. And then, personally, I thought both of them were equal last year. And this year, I thought Raw was better than SmackDown, though SmackDown had the better outcome winner than the Raw outcome, but the match was better than SmackDown in my opinion. So the first match was the SmackDown Money in the Bank, who consisted of Kane versus Sheamus versus Sin Cara versus Daniel Bryan versus Cody Rhodes versus Wade Barrett versus Justin Gabriel versus Heath Slater. Now, I wanted Daniel Bryan to win. I didn't think he was going to win. And I thought Sheamus or someone we didn't want to see win would win. Or Wade Barrett, which they're not doing much with him. He had the Nexus storyline. But there were some great spots right there. There were some great spots in the match. And especially Sin Cara. He did great in the match, too. I mean, he got slammed most of the time. But he's a great wrestler. There were some great spots by a lot of wrestlers, whether it was throwing each other off the ladder, whether it was getting close and pushing each other off the ladders, whether it was going through the ladders. It was a good pay-per-view. I mean, it was a good match. There was one instance where Sin Cara got slammed through the ladder, which was pretty cool in my opinion. And the winner was shocking. I didn't think Daniel Bryan would win. I'm glad he won because he went from U.S. champ to jobbing on SmackDown, which he did good on Raw. Then he started going downhill, and which is pretty sad when they gave the title to someone else. Anyway, so glad Daniel Bryan won. Next match was the Divas match, which I didn't see. From what I've heard, it was a piece of shit. Kelly versus what's her name? Brie Bella, right? Right. Okay. No, I took a snack break. I watched TV until the match was over, and from what all I heard was screaming, yelling. So that's what they usually do, though. Yeah, kind of sad. So then next was Mark Henry versus Big Show. All it was just two big guys punching and kicking and trying to slam each other. And it was just an all-out brawl, and it was just boring, in my opinion. I mean, it wasn't horrible, and I wanted to puke seeing it. I mean, they're both gross anyway. But it was just one of those filler matches, No one was looking forward to the Divas and Mark Henry versus Big Show match. They were all looking forward to Money in the Bank, and especially the Punk versus Cena match. And then next was Raw Money in the Bank, which consisted of, wait one second, Mysterio, Kofi, Alex, Riley, Evan Bourne, Alberto Del Rio, The Miz versus R-Truth versus Jack Swagger. Now, this was a very good match. I didn't really like the outcome too much, but I didn't mind it. SmackDown, again, had the better outcome, but this had the better match. There was a lot more spots, and there's a lot more, oh my god, who's actually going to win this match? And, I saw people tweeting like crazy going, you better be fucking kidding me. You better, Kofi, come save the day from so-and-so winning. And there was an incident where great spots too. There was a spot where Evan Bourne Jr. did a shooting star press off the ladder onto people, which was sick. And Truth and Riley clashed the ladders, and it was just all out great spots. I mean, Alberto won, which it doesn't matter to me, to be honest, and it was a great match. Next match was Christian versus Orton. Now this is a really good match. Really good match. It was a good match. It started off kind of slow, kind of just like punches and kicks or whatever. But there was a lot of DDTs and what else? Drop kicks and back and forth. It started off slow, but then it picked up as it went on. And I thought there was instances where I thought, shit, Orton's actually going to win this. Christian's going to get screwed. And, Orton did a low blow to Christian, and Christian won the title. And Randy Orton got disqualified, which I rather would have Christian win cleanly. But it's better than him not winning at all. And I'm so happy he won. He deserves the title. So, yeah. Now, next match, which the crowd was fantastic, by the way. There's a lot of CM Punk chants. You can't wrestle chants. And, excuse me. And, the match itself was great. I mean, we all were looking forward to this match. There's so much hype to it. And you know how they do that? They hype a match up so good and then it ends up being really disappointing. Well, no, it didn't disappoint. At first, it started off with just a lot of submissions. And then it would pick up as the match went on. There are a lot of kickouts. They go for 1, 2, kick out. And you're like, my fucking God, CM Punk's going to get screwed. Or, you were just going crazy when they were kicking out. It was a really good match, a long match. They actually gave this a lot of time. CM Punk would counter things, and then Cena would counter things and go back and forth. And then they'd go for the pin, and they'd kick out. And they would slam each other off of the ring. And then they would try to submit. And there, one thought, I go, come on, don't let, you're kidding me. You're going to make CM Punk tap out. And then he reversed it. And then there was instances where Cena came that close to losing. And they were just sweaty. It was disgusting, but it was awesome to watch. And then CM Punk goes for the GTS. And boom, gets Cena. Crowd goes freaking crazy. Cena gets pinned 1, 2, 3. And CM Punk is the new champ. How great is that? Christian wins the world title. Daniel Bryan wins the SmackDown Money in the Bank. CM Punk wins. It's the YWC's like a dream. We were all tweeting like crazy. I mean, congrats, WWE. You actually did a great pay-per-view. And they usually pick up around the summer anyway. After WrestleMania, they kind of go through a slump. And then they pick up around summer because their second biggest pay-per-view of the year is in August. So, it was just a great match. And then Vince is coming out. And I go, shit, they better not screw him. And they tell Alberto to come out, but he kicks and runs, and I thought they were going to screw him, which that would be gay. But Alberto at least didn't win because they never rung the bell, and he just took off running, which is funny. He gave Vinnie Mac a little kiss, goodbye, and a lot of great matches. You know how Cena does his routine thing where he goes off the ropes, and then he goes, you can't see me, and then the drop, and then that, then he reversed out of it. Yeah. So tell me what you think of this pay-per-view. Comment down below.